Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. I was watching that show on HBO. He says that every week. John Oliver, I believe. Hey, if you can hear me, type yes into the questions box. This is Ron Douglas. Brought out my radio voice for you guys. This is Ron Douglas, the Midnight Hour. All right. Susan, Mandy, Donald. Hey, Donald, I recognize that name. Clifford, Mark, Kimberly. We're just going to call out every name for about 30 minutes. We're going to spend and just call out everybody. Ron, John, Charlotte. No, we're not going to do that. But thank you guys for coming on with us. Where are you actually dialing in from? We're behind the scenes now, getting our guests ready, getting their mics checked. Hey, Paquita, what's up? ATL in the house. Alberta, Canada. I believe that's Canada. Melbourne, Australia. East Tennessee. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, Marietta. So probably not, well, probably far from East Tennessee, I suppose. Naples, Florida, Georgia, Ontario, Gastonia. All right, you guys are in for a treat tonight. And when I tell you a treat, I mean, these guys have really cracked the code on something special, something that's automated, just a way to build a huge following online for whatever you're selling, build an email list, and it's a proven model. And I was just looking at it today. I looked at one of their recorded presentations because I like to screen these presentations before I bring folks on. And I just thought to myself, wow, why didn't I think of that? This would have been an amazing product, amazing service for me to offer as well, because so many success stories from it. So I'm excited. My friend Winter, who you'll be meeting today, is someone you're going to want to pay close attention to. And to be brutally honest, this guy, he was laughed at. His story goes, he was laughed at for dropping out of high school with just one credit short of graduating. But he was one who got the last laugh when he generated over $5.3 million in sales in just the first 16 months of his online business. So not many people can say that. I certainly didn't generate that much in my first 16 months. I was still doing this stuff part-time trying to figure it out. So he just has a knack for this stuff and a knack for coming up with systems for how to do it. And I got to know Winter, I believe it was last year. We were in a mastermind together at the Traffic and Conversion Summit. It wasn't the actual summit, but it was a mastermind before that summit. And I was just blown away by how smart he was. And he was doing so well in the internet marketing niche, selling internet marketing products, that I think he got bored and went off and ventured off into the personal development niche as well. And he, made a blast in that market as well. So his systems transcend different markets, and you definitely want to pay attention. Today is revealing the secrets of a recent campaign that made over $1.2 million in just 30 days. So what I want you to do is put away all the distractions, get focused, grab a pen and a pad, and pay attention to everything he's going to show you today. He also has his partner, Tim Tarango. He's also a fascinating guy. He's been doing this business for 10 years. He's been traveling the world. So he's one of these lifestyle guys that kind of just travels the world running his online business from his laptop, creating automated sales systems. So these are guys you want to listen to. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to them, and I'm going to be in the background. I'm taking notes myself and here to answer questions if you guys have questions. And I'll just let them, rock and roll. You guys heard enough from me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. And also, we have so many people on tonight, so try to stay on through the whole presentation, because I would hate for you to get bumped off and not be able to get back on, because we have, people waiting to get on this presentation. So, hey, Tim and Winter, you guys there?
I am here. Thank you for that, Ron. Happy to be here. Tim, are you ready? Let's see. It looks like we got a little sound check issue there. Tim, are you ready? If you are,
Yep, I'm ready to go. Can you hear me?
there we go. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. And Tim, take it away.
Yeah, Ron, thank you so much for that warm introduction. As Ron was saying, I certainly didn't generate $5.3 million in my first 16 months of my online business either. It's why every time I get together with Winter, man, I'm focused, I'm paying attention, I'm hanging on every single word, because this guy always brings so much value. And look, you are in the absolute right place, because today we're talking about the high school dropout turned online multimillionaire that discovered this L3 cloning process that launches your email list lifestyle business in literally less than 48 hours. Even if you hate to write, you have nothing to sell, you're not a tech genius. Look, I understand we're all busy, we all have things going on. This training is going to help alleviate that for you and get your online business up and running and profitable as soon as possible. So here's what you're going to discover today. We're going to walk you through this L3 cloning process that launches your email list business from scratch in less than 48 hours, even if you're not some computer whiz. And you probably heard that the money is in the list. And that's why we are focusing on the most important aspect of your online freedom business, and that is your email list. We'll be talking about how this new and totally unique methodology allows you to finally, and I'm talking finally for someone like me, escape the time for money trap and cubicle hell and get your business off the ground as quickly as possible. We're going to walk you through the simple click-by-click process that created a $14,000 per month income stream in less than 90 days, and how you can use this exact same method to create multiple streams of online income, again, even if you're just getting started. And we'll prove that to you and walk you through this process throughout this training. What you're going to discover today is really the secret of how to send hundreds or even thousands of cash in hand customers to your new online business literally overnight without doing the tedious grunt work yourself. And best of all, I know this is important to people like Winter, to people like Ron, certainly for myself. You're going to start helping lots of people and really making a positive impact in the world while focusing your time and energy on what you truly love to do. So look, here's where you're going to want to get your fingers ready. Go ahead and type in the chat if, number one, you want to spread your message as a thought leader. So today's training is for you. If, number one, you want to spread your message as a thought leader, go ahead and type the number one in the chat if that applies to you. Number two, if you are a product creator and you want to build a business around your passion, around your expertise, maybe you currently have products, but you don't have a big enough audience to promote them to. Or maybe you don't have any products yet, but you want to create your own products, go ahead and type number two in the chat. And I see that John fits into category number one. A lot of people typing one. We have some twos from Vin and Paquita and Linda. Awesome. Keep these coming. This is for you if, number three, if you're a coach, a consultant, a service provider, and you want more clients, specifically, this is key, specifically if you want more high-paying clients, you're going to want to follow the strategies and specifically a technique I'm going to walk you through toward the end so that you can start getting high-paying clients. If that's you, type number three into the chat. And number four, if you were like me when I first got started, if you simply want an additional income stream and hey, you wouldn't mind letting other people do most of the work, go ahead and type number four in the chat. And yeah, I see Julian types 1, 2, 3, and 4. Winter, I'm curious, if we were to go back millions of dollars ago, right, over a decade ago when you were first getting started, what would you have typed in the chat right now? I'm curious.
Tim, honestly, I think like most of the results that I'm seeing here initially, it was number 4. Then you spread my message as a thought leader. But of course, when I was still working an offline job, busting my butt every day, I wanted an additional income stream because that's what provided the freedom. And that's what I think that's what we're all after here.
Yeah, so no matter what category you fit into, a lot of people are typing in multiple categories. Today's training is for you because, as I say, the money's in the list and you're going to want an audience whenever you go to promote your training, promote your own programs, enroll high-paying clients. And look, when you stay until the end, we have something fun for you. Here's what it is. Really simply, we are going to ethically bribe you to participate. So here's the deal. Continue to be like Jason and Darlene and John and type in the chat. And the reason why we want you to type in the chat is really so you don't just view this presentation and say, oh yeah, I've heard that before, or I've seen something like this. We want you to finally understand this on a deep level, and you get that by participating. We want you to have the transformation that comes from showing up to this training. And the best way to do that is to look at the screen, to listen to our voices, and to use your fingers and type in the chat. So I see a lot of yeses. Really simply how this works is we're going to pick a winner, and the winner is going to be someone that types into the chat. We're just going to scroll through the chat and pick a winner. The reason why we like to do this is because we know that your time is valuable. We can never get our time back. It's easy to make more money. You see people like Ron promote products and promote stuff all the time and make a lot of money, but Ron isn't going to be able to get his time back from today. So we value your time, use it wisely. However, or in addition to, Winter and I are also huge fans of over delivering in value. So if you're excited about the training, I don't want you to just type yes in the chat. I got a lot of yeses. Go ahead and type heck yes into the chat now if you are focused. If you're excited to discover this L3 cloning process that really can be a game changer for you, a difference maker for launching your business, getting thousands of subscribers, even overnight, start making sales. All right, we got a lot of people saying yes. We got a lot of people saying heck yes. I'm excited. Winter, let's go ahead and kick things off. My name is Tim Tarango. For the past decade, I've specialized in setting up automated sales experiences. I'm there on the right. And if you happen to be a fan of the HBO series Game of Thrones, you might recognize that backdrop. That's actually a backdrop from Dubrovnik, Croatia. In the Game of Thrones series, they add some CGI to it, but that is one of the filming locations. And that was on a 2-month backpacking trip I did through Eastern Europe a couple years back. Winter, where are you at in this picture? That's an awesome photo.
I'm at the top of what I consider a beautiful building. That's in Singapore. And I'm on the top of Marina Bay Sands building. I'm sure some of you guys have been there or seen photos of this pool, but it actually looks out over the huge financial district in Singapore. It's probably my favorite pool in the world and just a beautiful view.
Type in the chat right now. I'm so curious if you want to have an online business so you can have more freedom. Type the word freedom into the chat. When we got started, we have people here from Canada, from Australia, from the UK, from the Dominican Republic, of course, from the United States. One of the biggest things, the reason I got into my online business, like a lot of people are typing in the chat, was one word, was freedom. And for Winter and I, that means traveling. For some people, that might be sleeping in on a Monday, spending more time with your kids, right? That's why we're here. And I'll admit, Winter and I have done a lot of things right. That includes generating over 1.5 million email subscribers. We've built multiple 7-figure online businesses. You already heard that Winter generated over $5 million in just his first 16 months online. We've helped thousands of our customers, hundreds of our close clients. But this is really important. We've done a ton of things wrong. When Winter and I get together, we often joke that we found a few consistent ways of growing very, very successful online companies. We found thousands of ways to not grow a successful business. And I'm just going to run through this really quick. This is the hard way. This is what Winter and I have learned, the hard lessons, the frustrating, painful lessons we've learned over the past decade. The big one for me is the top bullet point. I was trying to wear all the hats. I tried to do everything in my business. I was the CEO. I was the salesperson. I was the coder, which I'm awful at, a designer, which I'm awful at, a webmaster, which I'm awful at. And I tried to do all these things, and I found myself overwhelmed and burnt out and low on time. At one point, I had this brilliant idea that I could just cold call and prospect to get clients, and I was met with rejection after humiliating rejection. So then I thought, well, the key is creating your own product and doing a product launch. So I went to the lab and I spent 6 months on quote unquote product development, only to find out that nobody, and I mean 0 people, wanted to buy it. And I completely wasted 6 months. And I'd imagine there's some people on the call that have experienced failure and pain like that. Winter, I know you have the next one, not a fun experience for you.
I did, Tim. I started an online business and I saw success rather quickly. I learned a lot of great tools along that quick get up and go period. And a lot of that is what we're going to actually be sharing this evening. But then honestly, and Ron kind of talked about it before, like I lost some passion in it and I went into a different area. And after losing the passion, letting that business pretty much die, went in a different area, took the tools that I had learned and applied them there and did it all over again.
Yeah, one of the things that's so confidence inspiring about the skill set that you're going to really discover here in this training is that once you know this stuff, you could be dropped off on a desert island as long as there's Wi-Fi. It's got to be a desert island with Wi-Fi and replicate your results. It builds so much confidence. I love what Darlene typed in the chat. She said she wants freedom and income because there's so many causes that she wants to donate to. And I love that. And we'll be talking more about that in just a bit. And of course, I think we can all relate to, trying to get this online business thing going and working crazy long hours for little or oftentimes no money. And we're going to completely flip that around for you by the end of this training. Okay, so that's a combined 20 years of doing it the hard way. I'm curious, would you like to cheat, quote unquote, and do it the easy way? If so, type yes in the chat. Again, want to make sure that you're participating and active. And again, we're going to pick a winner from somebody that participates. Awesome. So I see a ton of yeses pouring in. Here are the cheat codes to do there. Before we reveal these cheat codes that are allowing people to start making sales literally within 24 to 48 hours after knowing this process. This started over almost a decade ago, Winter. Tell us what we're looking at here and this kind of funny sausage breakfast story.
Yeah, well, as you said, we've dubbed it kind of a weird name, but that's a photo of me sitting there with my father. Now, unfortunately, my father passed away about 8 years ago of cancer. Anyways, that's not what this is about. This story is about what my dad taught me as a kid and what I've then taken and implemented into my current business. So anyways, my father, he was a CPA. He was a very, very, very hardworking man. Most mornings, I'd literally wake up. I could hear him, he worked out of the house. I could hear him pull his desk chair out. It was above my bedroom. I could hear him grinding up his coffee. I could smell his coffee. And that was my dad sitting down at his desk. He worked 7 days a week. And we're not talking like 8 or 9 in the morning. This is usually like 4:30, 5 in the morning, sitting down and working all day long. So very, very hardworking man. And I attribute a lot of my success and my willing to work and my entrepreneurism and pure drive and passion because I got to see that as I grew up. So needless to say, I have some very fun memories. And these were mornings where instead of dad, pulling his chair out and sitting down at his desk for 12, 15 hours, whatever the case may be, he'd come down and he'd wake me up, pull me out of bed. And this, again, 4:35 in the morning, we'd leave the house, we'd not say anything to my mother. And I always got super excited when we were doing this. So these were some of my best memories as a child because this was my father taking me out fishing. So we'd go out stream fishing up in Vermont. And one of the best parts of this, and may sound funny to some of you, but one of the best parts is we'd secretly stop by McDonald's and we'd get a sausage breakfast sandwich. So like I said, that may not sound big for most of you, but if you knew my mom and you knew my family, and you knew the fact that she'd never let us eat like that at all. She's a very clean eater, only served us clean food. I wasn't allowed to eat red meat or anything like that growing up. So anyways, we'd have breakfast sandwich and then we'd go out fishing. I specifically remember one day where we started out at this little creek, like such a small creek that even as a child, you could jump across and barely get your feet wet, really tiny. And as the morning transpired and as we went further and further downstream, that small creek combined with another creek and another creek. And then before I knew it, by like 9, 10 a.m., it was a huge flowing river. Like, even an adult my age get whisked away in it. So being the inquisitive young kid that I was, I'd ask my dad, how did we start out at this creek and now we're at this flowing river? So anyways, telling my father about how business minded he was, he'd always turn everything into a lesson, even at that young age. And he said, well, Winter, look at it like this. It's kind of like multiple streams of income. Okay. If that creek dries up, this river's still flowing super strong. But if you just have this one creek and that creek dries up, then there is no river. There is no water. There is no money. So that's how he taught me it, multiple streams of income. If you have one source of income and it dries up, you get laid off, you get fired. We've all been through that. Then that puts you and yourself or your family in a really hard situation. But when you're able to build multiple streams of income, then you lose one contract, one job, whatever the case may be, and your family and yourself, you're still surviving and maintaining and thriving.
Winter, I love that story, and this is the first part of your father's lesson. I'd love for you to explain that in just a second. I just want to jump in and say that I totally relate to how painful it is when you have one stream of income and it dries up. I remember being a little kid, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and my dad got laid off. He was a salesperson, and just how devastating that was for our little family. I remember my parents talking in the other room, talking about my sister's birthday, and wondering if they should even get her a present because they could barely afford that, and our house payment was coming up, and how in the world were they going to pay for that? And it was just so painful relying on that single stream of income and having it disappear. And the lesson that your dad taught you was so valuable. Walk us through what we're looking at on this screen and the next few slides here.
All right, so this is the first snapshot of my dad's lesson. This is a snapshot from one of my autoresponder services. And what we're looking at here is an email list. So when you have an email list, like myself, I don't go into my Gmail and send out 26,000, 79,000, 89,000 emails, so on and so forth. I use an autoresponder service to do this. And I've built my business in a way where the one item that we're looking at here is an email list that creates a different source of income than the next slide, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so here's 89,000 subscribers, which is substantial, but it doesn't stop there because you have an additional list of almost 27,000 subscribers. Here's another one of Winter's list, which is 37,000 subscribers. This one, 123,000 subscribers. Just to put that into some context for you, baseball season just started, and this is like two packed. We're outside. I grew up as a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. I grew up outside of LA, and this is like two packed Dodger stadiums, packed to the bleachers full of fans and spilling over into the parking lot. So imagine being able to press send and get a message out to that amount of people all at once. This is just one of his email lists. And this one's 7,000, a little over 7,000. But Winter, I'm glad that you included this in the training because this is the screenshot that I actually like the most. The reason why is because it reminds me of when I first started seeing success. Again, this was almost a year into my online business, but I finally started getting some traction, and my list first crossed the 5,000 subscriber milestone. And it dawned on me that, wow, my business at that time was making more money sending out emails to my subscribers than I was making working 40, 50 hours a week in a cubicle, driving back and forth through traffic at my 9-to-5 day job. So you don't have to have a big list. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Here's another one with 64,000 subscribers. Winter, we're going to talk a lot more about this list specifically, but just to give us some context, how long did it take you to generate this email list?
That was just in a couple of short weeks, Tim.
And so that's phenomenal, right? That's out of this world. We're going to walk you through step by step how he did that, the exact process, and it generated over $1.2 million in sales. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, so maybe you're asking yourself, is building an email list the best investment in the world? Well, here's a stat from the billion-dollar consulting firm McKinsey & Company. They've been around for about 100 years now. And direct to the point, they say that email is responsible for 40 times more acquired customers than Facebook and Twitter combined. 40 times more customers. So look, if you want to have fun and play around on social media, that's great. However, if you want to acquire customers, if you want to generate sales, email is 40 times more effective at doing that than Facebook and Twitter combined. It's pretty eye-opening. Another stat from McKinsey & Company, 91% of all consumers still use email daily. Not a big surprise there, but this might be. The average order value is 17% higher from email than social media. So not only does email equate to 40 times more customers than Facebook and Twitter, but people buy higher priced stuff. And again, if you want to promote high priced products, if you want to generate high paying clients, then you want to have an email list. And I love this one. A quick note here. You want to pay close attention to the words in red. Email marketing is the king of the marketing kingdom with a 4,400% ROI. That means for every $1 spent, email, according to Campaign Monitor, brings in $44 in sales. Hint, write down the number 44. That's going to come up later. And look, in the stock market, if you get a 10% return year over year, that is a phenomenal investment. Email, we're talking about a 4,400% return. Pretty big stuff. So Winter, walk us through the next few slides here. I see up here at the top, last 30 days, I see 25 grand. Is this all the money that your email list brought in the last 30 days?
No, so this is one of my accounts and one of my affiliate areas, and that's what we're looking at here is just the results from a portion of my business, not all the streams, if you will.
Yeah, so we talked about one stream of income. First of all, 25 grand in 30 days is a very nice income stream on its own. But here's another income stream. This is from a different account. This is for almost the entire first quarter of this year, and it's $30,000. So that's an extra $10,000 per month income stream. That's a nice income stream. That'll pay for a nice place to live and a nice car and some cool clothes. We're also looking at a different account. So you see here the sum of 2017 paychecks 65 grand. This business, we like to set up automation and systems in our business. We'll tell you more about that in just a bit. But here's another one that's already brought in $12,000 this year. Again, here's one that did 74 grand last year and has already generated $8,000, almost $9,000 this year. Again, this is a different account. Same thing here. This one, one of the things I love about this business is you can create a product or build a list and kind of put it on autopilot. You can also build a list and actively grow it week by week and month by month. And as you can see here, this business has already doubled. This list has already doubled what it did last year, and we're just a few months into the year. Again, here's a different snapshot. This one's done about $1,000 per day in income. So look, just want to check in with you. Is this exciting to you? Is the idea of making, even just an extra $100 per week, would that be exciting to you? An extra $1,000 per week, would that be exciting to you? Here, an extra $1,000 per day, would that be exciting to you? Go ahead and type in the chat really what gets you excited with your online email list, because listen, the sky is the limit. It's up to you. And here's a slide that I love. The first thing that I see, Winter, is the Millionaire's Brain. This is one of your products. Over $500,000 in sales in 2 weeks. That's incredible. But there's something else here that I want you to point out that is equally, if not more impressive.
Yeah, so Millionaire's Brain, this is a product in the self-help category or the personal development category of ClickBank. And what's showing on here that is so great is that it's in the first space within the self-help category. So there's probably, 3,000 or 4,000 products just in the self-help category of ClickBank. And this product here made it up to the first spot in the self-help. And I think it made it like number 3 or number 4 in overall ClickBank, which is 10,000 plus products.
Awesome. We have Kathy here that says, I'm new at this and pulled over and parked in a storm to take notes. Love the education. Welcome, Kathy. We have a bunch of people here saying, man, just an extra $1,000 per month would be awesome. $10,000 per month would be game changer. $30,000 per month. Love hearing that. And Winter, the personal development space, that's $1 billion market. So to carve out a number one product in all of ClickBank is just phenomenal. It means that not only are your lists making you a lot of money, they're also creating transformation. They're creating results for your customers and clients, and that's a huge deal. All right, so look, here's where you're really going to want to focus, pay attention. We're going to dive into the 3 secrets that we'll share with you today that have really helped us grow passive automated income streams. Secret number 1 is how to do that with a very simple one-page website. And I put website in quotes because if you are thinking about spending $5,000 on a website and it taking months to complete, or heck, even $200 on a website, I want you to think differently about it after we finish secret number 1. Secret number 2 is an awesome process to get hundreds or even thousands of new email subscribers per day for free, which you'll want to pay close attention to. And this one's really awesome. Secret number 3, Winter, this is something that you shared with me that actually your mentor shared with you when you were just getting started. And secret number 3 is really the difference between you and me. You generated a $14,000 per month income stream within 90 days. It took me over a year to start getting traction with my email list. And you'll learn about how to make a full-time income from a small email list with secret number 3. So let's dive in. We're about to show you the one-page website, quote unquote, that creates consistent, automated, passive income. Winter, tell me what I'm looking at. This doesn't look like a big, complicated, expensive website. What is this here?
No, not at all. We're looking at a capture page. That's, quite honestly, beyond what we see here is just the background. That is all. It's just a landing page. And this, as the title states, this generated 137,000 email subscribers in under 2 weeks. And it was literally so many email subscribers that my autoresponder company actually called me, got me on the phone. They said, what are you doing? What are you doing that's creating so many email subscribers right now? Because it doesn't look right to us. Because not many companies generate that many email subscribers in that short amount of time. So anyways, that's the simple page right here.
Yeah, so you've heard that the money's in the list. You've probably seen a lead capture page. These are also called squeeze pages, where you land on the page and you put your email list in, this time for a free report. And on the other side of this page, what you don't see oftentimes, unless you have an email list, is what's going on behind the scenes. This is really exciting because behind the scenes is where you get to build a relationship with your new subscriber. This is inside of an autoresponder account, and these emails get sent out automatically. And this is what allows you to make automatic sales with what's called education-based marketing. One of the questions that Winter and I get all the time is, how do I, make sales consistently? How do I make sales automatically without annoying my list, without being a pain in the backside, without, having them unsubscribe? And the secret to that, the key, is to always start the relationship with value. So you saw that we offered a free gift, so we led with value, and then to educate your audience throughout the process. This is what makes this process valuable to your subscribers and valuable to you as a business owner, as a list owner. So key here, this relationship word, by the way, is key. You might want to write that down. Wink, wink. Okay, so here's how to do this process on your own. Look, there's 2 ways to do this. You can do it the easy way, the hard way. Here's how to do it if you want to do it all on your own. You can create your own lead capture page. When I got started, I had to code it and design it myself. Now there are tools and plugins ranging from $100 a month to $1,000 or more per year. You could hire someone to create it. Of course, as I mentioned, you always want to lead with value. You want to start the relationship off by giving. And so you're going to want to create your free ebook, your free PDF, a training video series. In addition to that, you have to write your autoresponder messages. Make sure that you're writing the right message to the right person, test it, optimize it, get it out automatically to your audience. And what I've seen as a coach, a consultant for the past 10 years, is it takes most beginners about 3 to 4 months to start seeing some traction with this. And look, when you think about making an additional $1,000 per month, an additional $1,000 per day, escaping the time for money trap, that is a great proposition, right? There's nothing wrong with some elbow grease and hard work. So you can go that route, or you can use the L3 cloning process, because the L3 cloning process does all of this for you. Everything that you see on the screen here in literally under 15 minutes and with just 3 clicks of the mouse. So we'll get to that in just a bit. I want to make sure that you have a solid foundation before we demonstrate the L3 cloning process to you. So that's really exciting. We'll get to that in just a second. So keys to success. Of course, you never, ever, ever want to buy an email list. That would be like buying a phone book and calling everybody from the phone book. So you don't want to buy an email list on its own. You want to have your subscribers opt in for something valuable that you give away, like you saw Winter do earlier. Of course, you never want to trade your integrity for a sale. We'll talk about that more in a bit. As we talked about, yeah, quantity, having a big email list is awesome, but you can make a full-time income from a small email list when you focus on building what with your subscribers. So type in the chat if you think you know the answer that fits into this spot. Winter, you mentioned that we might have some coupon codes that we're giving away.
We do. So wow, a lot of awesome job. There's a flood of correct answers coming in here. So we do have some coupon codes. So I'm going to send everyone, it looks like my hands are going to be busy for a little while. I'm going to send everyone a message that got it right. And yeah.
Tons of right answers. Yeah, you want to build relationships and make the process valuable and enjoyable for your audience. And look, if there were no other reason, that's a great reason on its own. But the reason why we want to build relationships with our audience is you build a relationship with someone on your list, they're not going to buy once from you, they're going to buy over and over and over again. And that's one piece of the puzzle that makes your business easier moving forward. So secret number 2, here's how to get thousands of new subscribers per day for free. And really, this is just one of our 5 instant traffic strategies. We're big fans of instant and automated, and this is one of our instant traffic strategies. We have others that we'll get to, that we'd talk about all of them if we had tons of time. In the limited time that we have today, I really want to focus and make sure that you pick up this really important concept. So before we get to that, let me explain to you what you don't want to do in an online business. AKA, this is what makes an online business the most frustrating job, the most frustrating job in the world. We've already talked about it. Posting endlessly on social media, hoping to get a few likes and shares, maybe an email subscriber or two. We're all on social media. You've seen this, people doing this, and their poor Aunt Linda just wants to see how their family is doing, and now you're driving Aunt Linda crazy because you're posting nonstop about your business opportunity. That's not what we want to do. We're not trying to rank on Google by spending our entire life writing articles. We're not trying to guest blog. One of my friends said that she was going to build her list by guest blogging, which if you don't know what that means, that's when you take the best piece of content that you can create and you give it to somebody else. And you say, I hope your readers like this. Tell them to click on the link at the end of the article to come to my website. There's nothing wrong with that. It works. It's just very, very, very time consuming. Of course, cold calling and prospecting. If you have nerves of steel and a lot of time on your hands and don't mind going the slow way, you can certainly do that. We're just going to do it a bit quicker. So here's how we do it. Very simply, we launch an L3 powered follow-up machine that turns $1 bill into a $2 bill and gets leads for free. And I'm going to walk you through this it's a simple concept. We'll talk about exactly how to do that in just a second. So who was paying attention? Quick quiz. According to Campaign Monitor, email marketing is the king of the marketing kingdom, which means that for every $1 spent, it generates how much money? Beverly says relationships. That was the last slide, Beverly. Paul got it. A bunch of people got it. Yeah, $44. So look, when we talk about generating $2 from every $1, we're not telling tales out of class here. Is it ambitious? Sure, but it's not $44 for every $1 spent, like Campaign Monitor says that email is responsible for. But let's just assume $2 for every $1. How do we do that? Well, let's walk through this $1.2 million campaign. Winter, you did this. This campaign went for about 30 days. I love this picture. What are we looking at here?
Well, Tim, that's me sitting on a camel. So this picture is from a product I did. It was called Ancient Secrets of Kings. I got to travel the world. I literally went to Cairo, Jerusalem, Beijing, all over Asia, interviewing historians and professors about what made those kingdoms so successful of their time. Now, for me, it was of course a dreamed up trip. I got to literally fly from Los Angeles to New York, all the way back around Asia, back to Los Angeles again, round the world trip. I spent 5 weeks doing it. And of course, I had a ton of fun time doing it. I absolutely loved it. As you can see, I'd never ridden on a camel before, and it was a business expense, which made it even that much better. It was a complete write-off. So for me right there, I'm in Giza, and that was one of the places I always dreamed about getting to visit. And that's the beginning of this long 5-week trip.
Yeah, sounds like such a dream trip. I've never been. And you created $1.2 million in sales and with just a $47 info product. Let's take a look at what that looked like. You went around interviewing experts. Here's a graphic of the program that you created, the product development. And look, this is the start of the process, the start of $1.2 million in sales. This picture should be familiar to you, was the exact lead capture page, the exact squeeze page that we showed you just a moment ago, right? So when we talk about you don't need a complicated website, you certainly, especially if you're just beginning, go out and pay a bunch of money for a website. The money's in the list. So we focus on building the list. This is the start of the process. Winter, one of the things that you did really well is you created a marketing campaign that used education-based marketing. We talked about that term earlier. It's where, yes, you're leading to a sale, but you're providing a lot of valuable content. So this is a picture of a camel. This image, this video grabbed somebody's attention right away and turned the hottest subscribers into buyers instantly, immediately, day one, which is awesome. In addition, let's say someone doesn't want to watch a video. For example, someone like me, I'm an avid reader. I love reading. And so I'd be more inclined to, instead of watching the video, to read this text-based message. This is a text-based message of that video. And in marketing, this is called using a different modality. And a modality is just a fancy word for the difference between visual or auditory or kinesthetic. It's one of the reasons why we're having you participate in today's training, so that not only do you hear us talking about it and you see it on the screen, but you're actively participating using your kinesthetic modality, your feeling modality. And all these things tie in and created such a valuable campaign. Okay, so what about people that don't buy right away? Well, here's where your email sequence comes into play. When you have this email sequence going out to your subscribers every single day, all done automatically, it's using education-based marketing to continually provide value and make sales for you around the clock. And man, when you have a system like this set up, it is like having your own little ATM machine, and you can replicate it and replicate it. It is such an awesome feeling waking up in the morning and seeing how many new subscribers you got, how many sales your system made automatically. It's really like having a salesperson working for you 24 hours a day around the clock. It is that valuable in your business, and it's one of the reasons why email brings in $44 for every $1 invested. Okay, so pay close attention, because this is the money screen. In one slide, here's how we make money. We launch an L3 powered cloning machine that educates subscribers and makes sales. We'll talk about and walk through the L3 powered machine in just a second. We buy the hottest traffic we can with a $50 to $100 test budget. So again, instead of wasting our valuable time that we can never get back, since time can't be replaced, at least not how we know of it yet, we'll take 50 or 100 bucks and buy some traffic and get subscribers automatically. And in the secret number 3, we'll tell you what to do exactly with those subscribers. So what that gets for us, it gives us instant traffic and instant email subscribers. And then what we do is we work to recoup our investment and rinse and repeat with small budget recycling. Let me put that in simple terms, so what that means to you. My first successful year in having an online email list and an email list business, I went to my tax advisor and I shared the numbers with him. And that year I spent about $150,000 in advertising. And he looked at me and he kind of in disbelief, he said, Tim, how in the world did you spend $150,000 in advertising when, because he knew my numbers from the year before, they weren't good. And I said, well, it's pretty simple. All I had to start was a $100 bill, and I bought some traffic. And when I got the $100 back, I did it again. I rinsed and repeat. I had a small budget and I just recycled it. And kind of like a professional investor, what you want to do is you want to cut the losers and let the winners ride. And we'll talk more about this and how to find traffic and how to get instant traffic in just a moment. And what you're building here is a long-term asset. Your email list, when you can wake up in the morning and press send and getting out to 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 people that you're building a relationship with, that is a valuable asset. And in secret number 3, we'll talk about how to leverage that asset so that you can start building your email list without even investing money in advertising. But this is just step number one. Here's let's keep it going. So Winter, this was your methodology, this was your mindset behind this campaign called the Ancient Secrets of Kings. Share with us the results from this one campaign.
Well, as we see here, $450,000 generated in 2 weeks. At this point, we should probably change that slide. We're well over 1.6 million in sales to date. 140,000. That was about 2.5 weeks worth of email subscriber growth just in the launch phase there. Over 150 ecstatic affiliates, joint ventures. Everyone loved it. They loved the product. They loved the information I went out and got, so on and so forth. Everyone was happy. And, Tim, it did take a lot of work. It was 5 weeks traveling around the world, but it paid off. It was an experience. So this is an image of me now. I'm flying from Beijing down to Singapore on the tail end of the trip. And that is probably one of the best seats in the air, in my opinion. That's aboard Singapore Airlines, the A380, the big double decker, and that's in their suites there. And as you can tell, I'm having a great time, but I was overwhelmed with this feeling of, as it says, I wish my dad could see me now. I wish he could see how I took that little lesson up by the creek or the river when I was such a young kid and built it into my business these days. And yeah, it was just an overwhelming feeling for me.
Yeah, there's no doubt that your dad would be super proud seeing his lessons that he shared with you impact the life, not just your life, but the lives of so many people. It's so special. So let me kind of do a recap here of what you can do if you want to go the do-it-yourself path. Yes, there are a lot of steps. We're talking about a campaign that generated over $1 million. So you can imagine there's going to be some steps involved. You want to create your free gift, build your lead capture page, your thank you page. That's where your subscribers will download the free gift. You're going to want to write the follow-up email sequence, craft the marketing messages, make sure that you have all the tracking in place, or let the L3 powered list building process do all of this for you. And good, right now we're building the foundation so that when you see this process in action, when you see us go through this process with just 3 clicks of your mouse, you'll understand the value of the having the L3 powered cloning process. Okay, so now what we've done is we have the start of our list. Well, here's how to make a full-time income from just a small email list. Again, even if you're just getting started, even if you're brand new, even if you're not great at tech stuff, like I'm not super great at tech stuff. And this is really a secret, Winter, that your mentor gave to you. And this is really the keys to the kingdom. Winter, are you there if you want to walk through the traffic multiplier?
Yeah, sorry, I was having some technical problems there. Like it said, Daddy did. I got fortunate. I started out in a totally different way as you did. I had an old roommate, and he was my roommate for many years, and then we're friends afterwards. And let's just say this guy is lazy. Okay, so when I saw him start generating $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month online, I said, "Hey, buddy, can you mentor me? Can you teach me what you're doing here? Because here I am. I'm working out of the house." At that point, I was working out of the house 55, 60 hours a week. I had to drive around to 5, 6, 7 different places in Portland, Oregon, where I was living at the time. And here he was at home being himself. Like I said, I knew him pretty well. If you knew him, you'd know how lazy he was. And here he started creating this awesome online income without even having to leave the house. I was intrigued, and I had to learn what he was doing.
Yeah, you call it lazy. I call it lazy smart. This is one of the most valuable list building strategies that you're going to learn. It's called the traffic multiplier method. Let me just walk you really quickly how it works. Okay, so you remember the email subscribers that you generated with your small test budget. That's what we covered in secret number 2. That's where you go out, you invest $100 to get instant traffic and instant subscribers, and we'll share with you how to find avenues to do that in just a second. Well, in the background, your autoresponder is continuing to build the relationship. It may be making sales to even just a small list. And it's important to understand that clicks are currency, right? We're in the attention age, where if you can get people's attention, that is valuable. And the process is really simple. the traffic multiplier method works by trading clicks with other list owners. This is a strategy that Winter and I did. We still do it in our other businesses. I'll send Winter 1,000 clicks promoting his Ancient Secrets of Kings. And to do that, I give my audience, my subscribers, valuable content, right? They get a valuable ebook. And Winter will do the same for me. He'll send me 1,000 clicks. The beauty of this is that we don't have to invest any money out of pocket. We provide a ton of value for our subscribers, and we are able to grow our list exponentially. It's how we can go from a small email list to a massive email list without a lot of out-of-pocket expense very, very quickly. It's called the traffic multiplier method. And man, this is one of the key differences, Winter, between you and I, is that your mentor was sharing these powerful strategies with you, where I had to go the hard way. I had to reinvent the wheel and make a lot of mistakes on my own. So the result, Winter, for you, I'll have you share this slide, and really more importantly, what this meant for you in your life at the time.
Well, as it said, Tim, after my mentor got me going, in my third month, I generated over $14,000 online. It was in my second month that I kind of stopped doing my offline job because I saw the value here. And in that third month, the $14,000 online, I actually generated more income and revenue and net profit and money in my pocket than my mentor did. So I got a quick start, and the value of having the system that he had come up with and the system that he developed, really enabled me to leave that offline job very quickly.
Yeah, so you were able to escape the time from Money Trap, and man, that was the start to you traveling around the world and going on adventures. Okay, the do-it-yourself action steps. This is how to find other list owners in your market. And again, this is one of the key words that we've talked about. It comes down to building relationships with other people of influence, other people that have email lists, reaching out to them the correct way. It's really important to do it the correct way so you don't come across as a spammer or annoying. You arrange the traffic swap. Again, traffic swap is I send 100 clicks to you, you send 100 clicks to me. I send 500 clicks to you, you send 500 clicks to me. That's how you're able to grow your email list exponentially. And look, that's super valuable. Winter travels all across the country, all across the world, going to masterminds and conferences and seminars and workshops to meet people. And that's why one of the most valuable things that we give to all of our customers and all of our clients is a list of our best connectors who can start driving traffic and building your list overnight, instantly. We're big believers in connecting good people with other good people. And so the other option, if you don't want to do it yourself, is align yourself with connectors, make 1 or 2 valuable relationships, and have those relationships introduce you and make those introductions for you. And that's something that Winter and I love to do for our clients. Okay, so another pop quiz. Throughout this training, we've talked about the difference between time and money. And this is such an important concept. Winter, growing up, I was always told that time is money. Time is money. Time is money. And I think it's a common phrase, a common cliche. However, the wealthy think about time and money much, much differently. And so what I'd like for you to do is to type in the chat now if you know the difference between time versus money. And for everyone that gets this correct, if you've been paying attention and you got this correct, we are going to dish out a few more coupon codes. So if you believe that you know the difference between time and money, go ahead and type that into the chat. Dale says, yes, I know it. Dale, type it in the chat. Valerie got it. John has a good answer here. Jason got it. Mickey got it. Awesome. So all the names that I'm reading off, you guys are getting coupon codes. Sam got it. Great. Oh, now they're starting to flood in. Okay, so here's a couple answers that I really like. This one's from Sam. You can never get time back. Yeah, totally. Darlene really nailed it here. She says, you can always get more money. Time is finite. Yeah, there's a limited amount of time, and there really is an unlimited amount of money. Money really comes from providing value to your audience, value in in what you help your subscribers with. That's why we talked about leading with value. So awesome job, those of you that got it right. Winter, you're going to be typing like crazy, dishing out coupon codes. Thank you so much for participating. And just want to share with you. So today, just in the short time that we've been together today, here's what you've discovered. You've discovered the common mistakes that keep most people stuck. You know, for me, that was wearing all the hats. It was trying to do everything in my business, and it left me feeling overwhelmed. It left me feeling frustrated. It's not an effective strategy, so I wasn't making any money. And I just felt burnt out. You know, my friends and family looked at me and said, you know, are you going to give this up? You know, how long are you going to keep doing this? It's not working for you. And it's because I was wearing too many hats. I wasn't focused on what works. You discovered the secrets behind a $1.2 million email campaign, and it started with a very simple lead capture page, a very simple video sequence, an autoresponder that makes sales automatically. You learned some of our strategies and secrets to generating traffic on demand and growing your list exponentially with the traffic multiplier method. But if there's one thing I hope you get from today's training, it is this. I hope you get this one thing, and that is you can have a profitable email list much sooner than you ever thought possible. You can have a profitable email list much sooner than you ever thought possible. And maybe you're sitting here and you're asking yourself, okay, well, that's great, but how do I do that? How do I generate my own email list? How do I create multiple streams of income? You know, how do I get that extra $1,000 a week or $10,000 per month or whatever you typed into the chat? And from my experience coaching entrepreneurs for the past 10 years, there's actually two ways to do it. And both are viable options. There's no right or wrong strategy. Option number one is you go the do-it-yourself track. And that is a method. It works. I can assure you that you will be recreating a process that someone else has tried and failed out and figured out in the past and has smoothed out, but that is an option that you can do. The other option, and because you've sat through this entire training, because you've participated and typed in the chat, my guess is you want the easy way to build an email list, and that's using a proven, built out methodical method to do so. And if that sounds like you, I want to introduce you to List Launch Pro. List Launch Pro. And before I tell you who List Launch Pro is for, let me tell you who List Launch Pro is not for. Look, it's no secret. When we talk about campaigns that are generating $1.2 million or an extra $1,000 per day, this training is not going to work for the do nothing, get rich crowd. And by that, I mean the person that buys a product, doesn't open it, doesn't do anything, and hopes that dollar bills are going to rain from the ceiling. I don't think that's you. I don't think that's the crowd that we have today, but it won't work for that person. Like we talked about, this isn't for the no integrity scammer. Look, you're building a relationship with these people. Your integrity is really important. And of course, it's not for the professional excuse maker. What Winter and I have done here is what we'll share with you in a little bit with the L3 cloning process is, man, we've removed all the excuses. If you had time excuse or tech excuse, those are gone. But this certainly won't work for the professional excuse maker. But let me tell you who List Launch Pro is for. List Launch Pro is the world's only done-for-you system for launching your email-driven lifestyle business in less than 30 minutes. And I'm going to prove that to you by walking you through this L3 cloning process that can launch your email-driven lifestyle business with literally just 3 clicks of the mouse. And this would not be possible if it weren't for Winter, who I call Winter the Wizard, investing thousands and thousands of hours of his time building a system to save you 90 days worth of work at least. So let's get into List Launch Pro. List Launch Pro, we'll talk about the training. We'll talk about the L3 cloning process in 2 minutes here. The first goal of ours is to help you get your email list to 5,000 subscribers and beyond. And so we provide a fast start training to help you get to 5,000 subscribers as quickly as possible so that you can escape the time for money trap, so that you can start seeing consistent automated sales come in. We'll talk, Winter, I'll have you tell your story about the day you made your first online sale. It's a huge moment. If you haven't done it yet, if you haven't made your first sale online yet, it is such a momentous occasion, one that will help you celebrate. If you have, but you aren't getting consistent sales, we'll certainly help you to do that as well. And we'll share some case studies from our clients as well. So we'll share with you how to make your first sale online with List Launch Pro, how to get traffic and sales fast. We have a very proven step-by-step system to getting to your first 5,000 subscribers and beyond. And look, it is a pretty well-known fact at this point that the money is in the list, and a training that can help you do this are valued anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, even up to $5,000 in value. And that, again, that's because the money is in the list. This has a value of $1,497. But look, here's where things get really, really exciting, because with List Launch Pro, you're also getting access to the platform. And the platform is powered by the L3 cloning process. And this is where you get 10 done for you, complete automated List Launch Pro campaigns. So you'll want to focus and really look closely at the screen here, because you're about to watch the L3 cloning process in action. You're going to watch this process launch your email list lifestyle business with just 3 clicks. So here's a peek behind the curtains. Here's a peek inside of the members area. And let's just say you're familiar now with the Ancient Secrets of Kings campaign. Let's say that you log into your List Launch Pro account and you want to promote the Ancient Secrets of Kings. Well, count along with me. Click number 1 is you are going to click on the icon that says Ancient Secrets of Kings. So that is click number 1. This is the start of activating the L3 cloning process, the list launch linking process. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we want to tell List Launch Pro where we want our traffic to be delivered to. Now, we could either deliver it to a sales message. That's the message like where Winter was on the camel. You saw that video of him. More often than not, you're going to select the squeeze page so that you can start building your list at the same time that you start making sales. So click number 2 is we're going to say we want all of our traffic, people that click on this link, to go to the squeeze page. This is how we build our list. We type in tracking. This is how we know which segment is the most valuable, where our leads came from, and which segment of the leads are buying. And this is kind of an advanced topic that we'll get into later. Just know that all of this is done for you. So that was click number 2, is activating the squeeze page. And then, listen, very simply, click number 3 is we click generate link. And this is so exciting. When Winter first showed this to me, it blew my mind, because you click on these 3, you go through these 3 steps, and this is it. This is where the money is made. This is your L3 cloning link. And listen, here's what happens next. Anybody that clicks on this link, they'll be able to opt in to my email list that I own 100% of. And anyone that buys, whether it's today or 30 days from now or 60 days from now, I get credit for the sale, and that money gets deposited into my account. And guess what? You're going to be able to do the exact same thing when you activate the L3 cloning process. Here's what that looks like. I get a link, someone clicks on it, they go to this page. You've already seen this page, you're familiar with it. The only difference now is, and this is a key difference, instead of someone opting into this page and landing on Winter's email list, they're going to land in your email list, the list that you own 100% of. And guess what? You didn't have to create these graphics. You don't have to create this free report. You don't have to write this text here. You don't have to upload anything, download anything. You don't have to know HTML, PHP, JavaScript, any other of the funky coding languages that I have no idea how they work. You don't have to do any of that, because the L3 cloning process does it all for you. Oh, what about this video sales message? Guess what? Same thing. If somebody wants to watch the video after they opt in, this video is connected to your ClickBank account. Your ClickBank account is what will pay you either via check or direct deposit. And when someone watches this video And again, this has education-based marketing. It's very intriguing. It provides a lot of value. When someone watches this video and decides to purchase Ancient Secrets of Kings, guess what? You get credit for the sale, and that money, your commission, goes into your ClickBank account and ultimately to your bank account. Same thing. Someone wants to read this text-based message instead of watching the video, and they buy at the end, you get credit for the sale, you earn your commission. And again, all of this entire process was done for you in 3 clicks, and you can deploy this in literally 30 minutes of when you get started with List Launch Pro. Okay, this is really important. This is a picture of the download page. So again, someone opts in for their free gift. Well, you have to give them their free gift, right? Well, this download page is done for you automatically. You don't have to create this. You don't have to upload anything. You don't have to host this, pay any money for hosting. This is where your subscribers will get directed to automatically. All of this is done behind the scenes automatically for you, so they can download their free gift that you get to give away to them. This is really exciting. When someone clicks on this image down here, you can't quite see it. After they download their free gift, they click on the image. Guess what? That directs them to another video. And if they buy from that, you get credit for that sale as well. We've done all of this to maximize your conversions without you doing a ton of work. So again, with List Launch Pro, you get access to this. You get access to the entire List Launch Pro platform. It includes 10 done-for-you List Launch Pro campaigns, and all the campaigns are built exactly how we build them, built exactly the same way that Winter developed them to generate over $1 million in just that one campaign. All the lead capture pages are mobile optimized, so they work on if someone gets there from their cell phone or their tablet. You get to give away the free gifts. The thank you pages are built for you. We do behind the scenes all the split testing, the tracking, all the kind of nerdy stuff that you probably don't want to do on your own. All of this is included and integrated with your affiliate links, promoting world-class, high-converting products. Again, these are products that, like we showed you earlier, were #1 in ClickBank. One of the campaigns that's in here was #1 on ClickBank for a while in the self-help category. They're all connected to your email autoresponder that sends out messages and makes sales automatically. And again, all of this is done for you. And we'll talk about some more case studies in a moment, but here you can see Benjamin here. He says, this is in our private Facebook mastermind group. He says, hi, I'm new here. I've had my first 5 sales, still going. And you can see this was seen by almost 100 people in just our Facebook mastermind group. Here's another one of our members, Ed, who says 700 total subscribers. At this point, he had 580 subscribers with 5 sales. Then he got to 700 subscribers. And look, these are people that were brand new to online marketing. Ed Soder, as you can probably see from his picture here, he's not exactly a millennial. He's someone that in the past had really struggled, and I could definitely relate to him. It's a system that works to get subscribers and make sales right out of the gate. So with that, let me walk you through a new campaign. This is a campaign that one of a very close friend of ours created. Her name is Sandy. And fun fact about Sandy, she is a Harvard graduate. She's an absolute brain. And she created this free report called the 10X Your Happiness Report. This is a report that our members love to give away. Their subscribers absolutely love. And you don't have to go to Harvard to create this free report. We give it to you to give away. This is for a campaign called the Instant Switch. Very simply, we're going to do click #1 was selecting the Instant Switch campaign. Excuse me. Click #2 is the squeeze page, then clicking generate link, and same process, link creation successful. And you'll notice that as we go through this is the opt-in page, the lead capture page that your subscribers will see. And the only difference is when someone lands on this page and opts in, that email lead lands in your autoresponder campaign. Again, you're going to own your autoresponder campaign 100% so that you get to promote whatever you want. All this is done for you. The download page, as you can see, done for you. The video sales letter. Again, Sandy's a Harvard-trained behavioral expert, and she created this video training. And when someone buys from here, again, you get credit for the sale. It goes through your L3 cloning link. That's an example of mine at the top. Someone buys from this text-based sales letter, same thing, you get credit for the sale. And this is how people like Benjamin and people like Ed, even though they're just getting started, are able to make sales and generate subscribers so quickly. Because look, I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years, and it takes me a long time to create a page just like this, a long time to create a video, a long time to create a free report like that. And any of those things can really derail you if you're just getting started. Here's how you don't have to worry about that anymore and really launch your business with confidence. So all that's done for you automatically. You get 10 done for you campaigns. We've shared a few with you here today. What about the instant traffic database? Remember, we shared with you that one of the things that we give to all our members is a list of people that have a great relationship with their audience, that have email lists, so you can start getting instant traffic and instant subscribers. And here's an example of that database. Really simply, you log into your List Launch Pro account, you click on traffic, and you get to work with any of these partners. This one has a 150,000 subscriber email list. This person has a 22,000 subscriber email list. This one 30. And start getting instant traffic to your list so that you can start building your list literally overnight. And of course, we go into detail about how to grow your list exponentially once you have a small list, but it starts by doing the instant traffic strategy. And this is just one of those instant traffic strategies. Of course, we're big on mindset. As you can probably tell, we both have businesses in the personal development space. And one of the keys that has made Winter successful, right, going from high school dropout to online multimillionaire, is what's between his ears and the mindset that he's developed, and understanding that there's a big difference between time and money, right? And yes, you can do all this on your own, right? We walked you through all the steps, but if you want a quicker, faster path, then the L3 cloning process is how to do that. We offer world-class support to our team. Really simply, what that means for you is if you get stuck, or if you just want us to set up your system for you, we'll just do it for you, because we've trained our team to be able to do it in about 5 minutes. So we don't want you, again, we don't want you wearing all the hats. And so if tech stuff isn't your cup of tea, like it's not mine, just have our tech team do it all for you. It takes them about 5 to 10 minutes. It'll take you, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes if you want to do it on your own. Total value, being conservative here, $9,997. I would have happily paid that and more to save over 6 months of misery trying to create my own product. You get 10 campaigns pre-built and done for you. Okay, but maybe you're asking, what about all the subscribers that your new system is generating, right? That's what we're doing here, right? We're looking to build subscribers, build our email list, generate subscribers, build our email lists. Well, again, this is where it gets really, really, really exciting, because your system comes with a profit pulling, highly engaging 30 email follow-up sequence. We shared what that looks like in the previous screen. Here's an example of it. And what's really cool about List Launch Pro is we push this into your autoresponder automatically. We've actually programmed a system. I say we, Winter programmed a system. I'm not the tech guy. Winter programmed a system to build all of this in your autoresponder campaign automatically. Internally, we call it the bot, like the robot. And what this means for you is that you get professionally written email copy, proven to make subscribers open, click, and buy, and all of this is done for you. Every single email that you see here, and this is just 13 of them, include your affiliate link so that you get paid for each sale that you make. That's all done behind the scenes, all done automatically. List Launch Pro does all of this for you. And some people ask, can I customize the emails? Yeah, that's great. Customize the emails. Really create an even closer bond relationship with your audience, or you can just leave them as is and let them work out of the gate. Either way works well. What I love to do, this is kind of a bad habit. It's not great for productivity, but I love waking up in the morning, rushing over to my computer, seeing how many new subscribers I have, how many new sales I've made. It's a bad habit, but I guess it's not the worst habit to have. I don't know. I just enjoy doing it. So you get this follow-up sequence done for you. However, I made a rush change last minute, literally 10 minutes before this started, because Winter and I, we continue to make updates to this system. And literally today, we've released an update, whereas we're not giving you 30 emails in your sequence. We're actually building out over 50. To put this in context, I sat down with my copywriter and we paid him over $4,000 to write these 50 email campaigns, and we're just giving you access to all that. Yeah, we paid him $4,000 in cash to do this, but we wanted you to have a done for you system, and we're adding to this. I believe the number now is 56, 57 emails. There's more coming as well. So again, you get the Fast Start video training to get your first 5,000 subscribers. That's a $1,500 value. You get the platform, which has the L3 powered List Launch Pro process, 10 done for you campaigns. That's a $10,000 value. The done for you email campaign. If you've ever tried to sit in front of your computer and write even one email, when I first did that, it took me hours and I agonized over it, and the email wasn't that good. We just paid our copywriter $4,000 to do this for you. I'm putting a conservative $3,000 value on this. We're giving that to you when you join List Launch Pro today. You saw a peek into the private Facebook mastermind group. That's where we get to celebrate your wins when you start getting your subscribers and sales. If you have questions, you can post them in there. We really should charge $97 per month for this, but today we're going to give you access to that. It's such an empowering group. We have we have over 250 members in the group right now. And you get access to that included today. That's a $1,000 plus value. Now, for most of you, if you were like me just getting started, that's enough to get you really excited. However, I know there's people on this training right now that are like Winter when he got started, and you want to go to the next level. You want to build that $1 million campaign. You want to have multiple streams of income. You want that 140,000 subscriber list. Well, we've built out an advanced training. It's simple videos, easy to digest, but advanced concepts that will help you take your list building to the next level. So if you want to discover the secrets of generating additional streams of traffic, learning how to add even more value, go to the 6-figure per year level, the 7-figure per year level, you're going to want to pay close attention to the next level training course. And when you add it all up, we're at over a $16,000 value, but we didn't want to stop there. We wanted to really stack the deck in your favor. So we have some bonuses that we're going to throw in. But first of all, who will this work for? Well, of course, as soon as you deploy this system, you have an online business. There's no more hoping and wishing and praying. You will have an online business. So this will work for you if you're an affiliate marketer, a product creator, a coach, a consultant, if you're just getting started, if you're a thought leader, really anyone that wants to grow your audience and grow your community. And so we had a couple of choices. We could create a $100 product and go cheap and try to sell as many as possible, but we really wouldn't be able to stack the value. We wouldn't be able to pay our copywriter $4,000 to write emails and then just give them to you. That wouldn't make any sense. So we decided to make it even easier for you to launch a successful business. And it requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, we get to devote more resources and help guarantee your success. And we'll talk about our definitely different and kind of weird guarantee with you in just a moment. And the reason why is because a lot of you, there might be people out here that are like my client, Wendy. When Wendy and I first got started, she was working a cubicle job that was not a good place for her. And I helped her build her audience. And she said, with encouragement, advice, and strategies, Tim helped me take the leap of faith, quit my job, and concentrate on my real passion. Things have been going better than I ever dreamed. And I just had a $5,000 weekend. Amazing. And look, I don't know your financial situation. Maybe $5,000 in a weekend is old news to you. But I know for her, it was totally life-changing. It gave her so much confidence, and it really helped her focus on her passion. And I'm just so proud of her. So again, the recap of what you get, we don't want to stop here because there's so much more that we're adding. And I want to talk about a couple bonuses. Bonus number one, when you join us today, we'll share with you how to create and launch your product in a weekend. It took me 6 months to create my first product. Nobody bought it. I created this training so that you can create your very own product in a weekend. It is a $497 value. If you are one of the first 30 people only to jump on this offer today, we're going to give you access to that awesome bonus. Bonus number 2, this is one of the most valuable things that you can learn in your online business, and that's copywriting. It's how to turn words into cash. You know, we just mentioned that I paid, or Winter and I paid really good money, $4,000 to pay our copywriter to write some emails for us. Well, here's how he did it. This is a copywriting training. It's a $2,000 value, and it's where I walk you step by step on how to turn words into cash. I say it's a $2,000 value. I hope for you it's worth exponentially more than that. Here's one of my clients, David Krakow, who used just one 2-page letter that I wrote for him. And this is an excerpt of a call that we did. So this was a phone call, and he says, right now, brand new work since we spoke, I'm at $600,000 in new business. This was from a 2-page letter that I wrote for David, and we'll even give you that 2-page letter so you can see and deploy that type of campaign with your new email list as well. So that's really exciting. Bonus number 3 is free traffic secrets. If you're starting on a small budget, if you want to grow your list without investing money in paid traffic, we're going to share what we know about generating free traffic the right way, the effective way. This is a $997 value. If you're one of the first 10 people to join today, we're going to give this to you at our expense. Everything that you get here, as you can see, total value of over 20,000 bucks. And really, if all this did was help you build that first 5,000 email list so you can see new money coming in each week, like would that be worth it to you, just a 5,000 person email list? If all this did was give you the kick in the butt to not just get going, but to have your online business fully deployed, live, running, working behind the scenes, even if you're not a tech expert, would that be worth it to you? If you walked away today with the confidence to have control finally of your financial future, would that confidence be worth it to you? And you know, for many clients of mine, I'll share one example in just a second, but one highly engaged email list to you might be worth 5,000 bucks. Could be worth $25,000. You saw some screenshots from earlier that you know, one email list from Winter has been worth over $60,000 this year. So how much would you pay to get one successful email list? Well, for one of my clients, he stroked a check and invested $15,000. This was for a one call with me, about an hour per call, once per month, to learn these exact strategies. So 15,000 bucks to learn how to build and monetize his email list. And the reason why is because he knows the value of growing an email list. He knows the value of generating subscribers and making automated sales. So I think you can see why List Launch Pro is a great deal at 5,000 bucks. Right now, you can invest in List Launch Pro for the price of $2,997. So you get the entire training, the entire system, all the emails, the done for you everything for less than what we just paid our copywriter to just write the emails. And you know, it's not just the money that you save by joining us today, it's also the time that you save, right? You can imagine how much time it takes to create one free report. Now you have 10 free reports, 10 campaigns, all done for you. But we want to do something extra special for you. And here's the reason why. Number 1, you're a friend of Ron. Also, number 2, you already understand the value of an email list because you're here because of Ron's email list, because you're part of Ron's community, because you have that relationship with Ron and you understand the value that he provides. So for a limited time, you can enroll in List Launch Pro today at a substantial 50% enrollment discount for just one payment of $1,497. And the reason why we have an enrollment discount is because first of all, we limit enrollment and we shut off enrollment so that we can make sure we provide a great experience and don't have too many members coming in, all using the platform at once. We also want to welcome every single member that joins us. So we'll tell you more about that in just a moment. And Winter, I know you gave out a bunch of coupon codes, and I see you typing in the chat here, giving out a bunch of coupon codes. So look, here's how this is gonna work. Today, you can buy List Launch Pro for about 3,000 bucks. Because you're a friend of Ron, you can enroll at 50% limited time enrollment discount. However, see if I can make this a little bigger here. Even better, you can use your coupon code and save additional money. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the link on the screen. And for everybody that has a coupon code, you're going to want to go to that link right away, enter your coupon code, and lock in your savings, lock in that coupon code discount. And Winter, I'll just make sure that, have you make sure I'm doing this correctly. The address is listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron. And you want to make sure you type that all the way out. Listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron, so that you get access to the 50% enrollment discount. That's how you can invest in List Launch Pro for just one payment today of $1,497. And want to give everybody a head start that has the coupon code. Winter, where are we at with the coupon code?
So I was actually just taking a count here, Tim. It seems like we have 8 left. So I sent out 17 messages there. We have 8 left. So let's just give it another moment for those that earn the coupon code to get that head start. And again, once you load the listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron, you put in the coupon code and put in your email address and information, and you submit, and that's what secures the coupon code. It assigns it to your email address, and that's what secures the coupon code. So if you go through those steps, I think, Tim, if we give everyone 30 more seconds here, I think, and then we can just hand out the coupon code to whoever didn't interact with us or get one of the questions right.
Yeah, so here's what we'll do. Just to make this easy for you, go ahead and go to this URL right now. Go ahead and go to listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron. We'll just do this the easy way, because I'm going to take this off the screen in a second. And I know as soon as I do that, people will be asking us what the link is. So there's the link, listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron. Since we do have a few more coupon codes, I'm going to go ahead and type this into the chat. And so for everybody now has access to the coupon code. And when you type that in the chat, you have a substantial savings. And I see some people asking, is it a 10% coupon discount? Type it into the box that you see on your screen. You might be surprised at the actual discount. We have some of our colleagues who are really smart, probably a lot smarter than us, saying that we shouldn't offer such a steep discount, but we're doing that today. You're a friend of Ron, so go ahead and do that. Go to listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron, enter the coupon code. I'll leave this up for another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to pull it from the screen and go on to talk about our guarantee. So I want to make sure that you have that. Winter, how are we looking here in the chat? Any questions? Let me know when we're.
Yeah, we're good. I'm just quickly, if anyone has any questions, shoot them on in here. I'll either type them out or we'll come on the line and answer any questions that come up at all. One person was asking if it is case sensitive, so it is capital L, capital P -10. It is case sensitive for the coupon codes. There's still some available, so I'm sure a lot of people are on that site right now, and you can take it away, Tim.
Yeah, so Winter, I know a question we get a lot is, are there any other expenses involved in growing your business? We'll talk about that in just a second. We're also, Winter, if you wouldn't mind sharing your story of that very first sale that you made. I mean, you made a sale, I think it was $67. That was the start of you making millions of dollars online, and I'll have you share that story. And I have, just to kind of tip our hand here, we have an awesome bonus, a fast action bonus that we're giving away. And I'll tell with you some case studies as well. But before we do that, I wanted to tell you about our 5K double guarantee. I'm just going to state it very directly, very simply. Here's the 5K double guarantee that Winter and I are making to you today. Very simple. Put List Launch Pro to work, and we guarantee you'll generate 5,000 subscribers and earn $5,000 within 60 days, or we will coach you until you do. Really simply, put List Launch Pro to work. We guarantee you'll generate 5,000 subscribers and earn $5,000 within 60 days, or we will coach you until you do. And look, this is a guarantee that, again, some of our colleagues have said we're a little crazy to offer, but when Winter and I were first talking about doing something like this goes back a couple years ago. We were sitting on a beach at this mastermind in Costa Rica. And we were saying, look, if we're going to do this, we know the value of a list. We want to make it easy for our community, easy for our members. Personally, I know how difficult the tech stuff can be. That's not my strength. Winter's a wizard at that stuff. We said we're going to make it as easy as possible to get started. But not only that, we're going to walk along this process with them, hand in hand, step by step, so that they get results. And there's a lot of reasons why we do this. But let me tell you the selfish reason. This is the reason that's in it for us. And it's a phrase that I absolutely love. And it is, a rising tide lifts all ships. A rising tide lifts all ships. And what that means is, when you start building your list, it makes the entire community that we're building List Launch Pro more valuable. And as your list gets bigger, that means you and I can do the traffic multiplier method, and we can, as a community, build our lists. So we are doing this to help you. We also have selfish motives for doing this, but bottom line is, when you put List Launch Pro to work, we guarantee you'll generate 5,000 subscribers and earn $5,000 within 60 days, or we will coach you until you do. And we're happy to answer any questions about this. We'll talk. I see some questions in the chat. We'll come back to those questions in just a moment.
Hey, let me just jump in and say, this is a great offer, and that guarantee is amazing. So you're going to just coach people until they actually make money. So you're pretty much guaranteeing they're going to make money with the system, and you're going to stick with them until they do. That's great support right there for sure. But let me just say, I mean, everybody here, hopefully if you're on my list, you know the power of having an email list, right? Because that's the reason you're here on this presentation. And I'm kind of preaching to the choir, because that represents the bulk of my income online, is having an email list. But what you guys are doing is really simplifying it for everybody, because the hard way to do it is to try to create the squeeze page yourself and then test it, and then test the one-time offer after people opt in, and then test the follow-up series. That's doing it the hard way. That's how I did it when I first started. And I wish something like this was already available, something proven and tested that I could just tap into, instead of wasting, well over a year of my time trying to figure all that stuff out on my own. So this is a no-brainer to me. I mean, you guys have really laid it out, and you're offering them an opportunity to tap into an existing system and just try to clone it with that software, and make it so easy with just a few clicks to set something up that would cost a lot of time and money to do. So great offer, great presentation. I'll let you guys keep going.
I appreciate that so much. We see your questions here. We have questions from Cheyenne. Will you really coach me until I get 5,000 subscribers, $5,000? Yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to the coupon code screen in just a second. Yeah, I mean, all of us, we're broken records when we talk about the monies in the list. We're just so excited. Here's Ed Pratt. He's one of our members that he says, in 1 week, I've gotten more results than I had in years. That's because the system's done for you. Thomas is one of our members. Thomas lives in Florida, and he is an elementary school teacher, and he wanted an extra stream of income, as you can imagine a school teacher might. And he said, made money off of my first 2 sales, bada bing, first transactions ever seen on ClickBank. Winter, should we talk about PayPal credit? Actually, before we do that, we do have one more awesome bonus for you that is a total game changer that I'll share with you in just a second. For those of you that have already invested in List Launch Pro, you're getting access to that bonus too. But for those of you that are asking, the URL is listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron. The coupon code, as you see, is case sensitive. So it's capital L, capital P -10. And just as a reminder, we're going to come back to talk a little bit more about the 5K double guarantee, because it's one of the things that really makes this different. It'll make you really comfortable and confident in deploying this today.
Excuse me. One person just asked a question, and I just said I'd answer it live, and that was, you already have it pulled up here, any additional expenses. So with List Launch Pro, you don't have to deal with hosting, you don't have to deal with servers, you don't have to deal with code. Leave that all to me, more or less. The additional expense is the autoresponder. I've used Aweber for 10 years. I never recommend or offer a service that I don't personally use. So that is what we recommend for List Launch Pro. That's $1 a month, then $20 a month after the $1 a month trial. And the beautiful thing of that, like, of course, that $20 grows. As your subscriber list grows, that grows. I think I pay AWeber $5,000, $6,000 a month, but with that growing, obviously your income's growing too. So that's, something I like seeing that bill grow, so to speak, which is weird to say. And the only other thing you need is a non-Gmail, non-Yahoo, non-AOL account. So if that means, in the training, I create a couple of videos that walks you through how to easily go and set up your own domain, and you don't even have to set it up. You just purchase and click a couple of buttons. Or you can use another email service. And those, honestly, Tim, at $10 a year, you're probably on the high side. Domains are so cheap these days. You can get, I was looking through a couple of days ago, you can get like a .me or a .name for like $1.50, which I just find crazy. When I registered my first domain online, it was $250 a year, and that was back in 1995. And, at the time I was quite young. I was 14, 15 years old, and that was a lot of money. So no, these are the additional expenses, and that's all that's involved for getting everything up and going.
So I want to just real quick say thank you to Carol from Indiana that joined us, and Mike from Michigan, and we have quite a few other people. Ron, you told us that your audience was action takers. They're acting so fast, they haven't even seen what I think is one of the most valuable bonuses. They don't even know about that valuable bonus, which you get. So we'll get to that in just a second. But one of the questions that we get a lot is, I see in the chat, a lot of people want to get started right away. Do we have an option for you to get started at less than the normal price, or an easier option to get started? And this is really exciting. I'll make my screen full screen here. We've actually partnered with PayPal Credit so that you can get access to everything today and pay later with a service they call PayPal Credit. Now, I will say, this won't work for everybody. It's only for United States residents. However, if you are a United States resident, when you get to this screen on the order form, it's really simple. Just select PayPal, select that PayPal radio dial, and fill in the information, obviously, click complete your order. And by the way, just to point out, this is at the normal price of $3,000. So when you get to this page, it won't say that. It'll say $14.97. If you grabbed one of the coupon codes, it'll be significantly less than that. But you select PayPal Credit, you log into your PayPal account, and you select PayPal Credit. Again, it won't be at the $3,000 price point. You select PayPal Credit, and you apply for credit. This takes anywhere, I've done this a couple times in my business, it takes anywhere from about 60 seconds to 3 minutes. So it happens right away. You just fill in this information, and they'll tell you right away if you qualify. Let's see, let me go back. And if you qualify, you get access to everything. In fact, Winter and I can't even tell that you use PayPal Credit. You get access to the entire system. You get access to the bonuses. And as you can see here, $0 is due now, and you make no payments and no interest if paid in full in 6 months. So this is an awesome option to have. As a business owner, I understand the value of credit, understand the value of finances and making other people's money work for me. That's why we've put so much value into the system, is to really make it a no-brainer for you. And so that option is available to you if you are if you are a U.S. resident and if you qualify with PayPal Credit. Just a quick recap. Had some people asking everything that you get, and this is just a snapshot. You get our first 5,000 subscribers training. That's a $1,500 value. You get all 10 done for you List Launch Pro campaigns, the tracking, the training. That's a $10,000 value. The done for you, we're now up to about 56, 57 emails, professionally written email campaigns. That's a conservative $3,000 value. You have the private Facebook group, which is a $97 per month value, and something that we haven't talked about yet, which is the monthly group coaching calls. So every single month, Winter and I do a group coaching call. It's included in this investment that you're making. As you saw when I did one-on-one coaching, my lowest price point was $15,000. Now, that was for one-on-one. This is group coaching, but this is just one of the ways that we help coach you to get your first 5,000 subscribers. Of course, you have access to the Facebook group, our email support, the next level training course if you want to go well above and beyond. And when you join us today, everyone that's joined us so far has access to all the bonuses, including the fast action bonus we'll talk about in a bit. But we'll show you how to create and launch your product in a weekend. $500 value, the turn words into cash copywriting training, that's a $2,000 value, and the free traffic secrets. And when you add everything up, you're at over a $20,000 value. And really what this means to you is, again, like Edward, he first posted this in the Facebook group that he got his first subscriber and his first sale. Here's Roxanne celebrating her first subscriber. And we talk a lot about in our community celebrating small wins. Yes, it feels good to celebrate the big wins, but when you get your first email subscriber, that's a win that we want to celebrate with you. Here's a message from Vaughn. Vaughn, I just want to take a second and read this message. He says, Vaughn, I just spent the day going through the training and setup. This is freaking awesome. I totally see the amazing value that you guys have set up. All the moving pieces are in one fine-tuned machine. We talked about creating your virtual ATM, your virtual money-making machine. Well, this is what Vaughn's talking about. From the autoresponder integration, expert copywriting email sequence, integration with ClickBank, high converting offers, the tracking, the capture pages, the solo ads. You were not joking when you said it would take months to set all this up. So Vaughn is someone, he says here, because I've been in the trenches for a while, I totally appreciate the effort it took to organize this program. A newbie can't even comprehend the power you guys are offering here. Maximum respect to you, my friend. So glad we crossed paths. This is life-changing. And this is why Winter and I are doing this business, because we want this to be life-changing for you. Even if you've been around and been in the trenches like Vaughn for a while, even if you're a complete newbie, this is a life changer for you to be able to escape the time for money trap and to have your online business up and running. Okay, so I said I had one more surprise for you, then we'll do some Q&A. Real quick, Alyssa, very similar to me, she started a coaching business and went 6 months without getting any clients. I said, Alyssa, I can totally relate to that. Let me help you get clients using email. She sent me this text message. She says, I'm adding a client each week. I have 7 or 8 current active clients. How did she do that? She did that with something called the Rainmaker email campaign. This is a $3,000 value for everyone that's jumped on the offer so far. And I appreciate we've had a lot of people already jump on the offer. For the next 5 people that join us and everyone that's joined us so far, I'm going to give you access to the Rainmaker email campaigns. I'll tell you a quick story. I was in the Rainmaker email campaigns, as if you want to see a multiple $1,000, if you want to sell high-end coaching programs, consulting packages, if you want to just use your email list to generate these types of leads and have a coach that you outsource or on your team, do all the coaching, do all the fulfillment, this will also work for that. But this quick story goes back to when I was living in Vegas. I had an awesome apartment overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. And anytime I was still relatively new in my business, and anytime one of my friends would say, hey, Tim, do you want to go on this trip with me? Do you want to join us at this nice restaurant? And it was a little bit out of my budget. I would say, yeah, before I join you on the trip, let me send out one of these emails and pick up a high-paying client. And my friend leans over to me and says, Tim, these are like your Rainmaker emails. And they are, because you send out these emails and you can get high-paying clients. You're positioned perfectly for high-paying clients. These worked really well for me. As you can see, this was from a few years ago. But what I'm really more happy about is that this process works for my clients. You saw what it did for Alyssa. Here's a quick snapshot. Here's from one of our clients, Judy, who used this process. And I love how she said this. It's very nonchalant. She said, I had a success. I sold one coaching program at $12,000. Okay, that's pretty good. She used the Rainmaker email campaign. You saw here $5,000, $5,400. She sold a $12,000 coaching program. Here's one of our members, Barbara, who says, wow, that's great. Or she says, how much will this client be paying me? $1,000 a month for 1 hour coaching every 2 weeks. So that breaks down to $500 per hour. That is a 12-month contract. So that is also worth $12,000 to Barbara, and that's all from these Rainmaker email campaigns. Super exciting. Winter uses his Rainmaker email campaigns to sell digital products. You can see a snapshot of how he's deployed these in the past for his digital campaigns. Pretty remarkable stuff. I do want to jump back in and put this screen up and really talk a little bit more about the 5K double guarantee. And Winter, I'm going to pass it to you if we've had any questions come in, and then after we do that, we'll congratulate a bunch of the members like Kimberly and Jason and Thed and Maria here who have already joined us. But any questions that have come in that we need to address?
Well, we had a couple of people ask and about a split payment option. So if you want to put that up there, we can give them that. And that was the main question. I'm just sorry, my fingers have been very, very busy trying to type and reply to everyone. So anyone that's waiting for a reply, one moment.
And will you double check the link that I have on the screen there, Winter?
Yep. Everything looks right on my end. I'm going to click on it here, and if someone else would open it up, it's the listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron/split. So this is for the split payment option. For those of you that were asking me, and I said, hold on a second, let's get this and answer your question live. There it is.
Yeah, and so for those of you that PayPal credit didn't work, maybe you're outside of the US or whatever the case may be, here's a split payment option. And here's what we're going to do today. Again, because you're a friend of Ron and because you've joined us here today, is when you use the split payment option, one, you're not going to pay $3,000 normal price. You still have access to the 50% enrollment discount. And what we're going to do is your coupon code, as long as they're still active, as long as they haven't all been taken, your coupon code is going to work for you as well with the split pay option. So very simply, just go to listlaunchpro.com/go/Ron/split. And if you need help, Winter will be happy to type that in the chat for you. Enter the coupon code, and you can get started today for literally a fraction of the price of what we just paid our copywriter just to write a handful of emails. You can get started today and have everything done for you, this entire system ready to go. I think I'm biased. I love the training aspect because we worked really hard to make a very simple, easy to digest, short training videos that are direct and to the point. But I got to give Winter credit because this system is his baby at this point, his child. He spent an ungodly amount of hours custom coding this entire platform for you, for us, for our community. And the reason being is because a rising tide lifts all boats. And when you grow your list, it benefits all of us. And Winter, I'll pass it to you to maybe talk a little bit about that and your story when you first made that first sale and how it's really propelled this entire process.
Yeah, I can dig into that. Tim, as you said, and I've had friends give me a hard time about the amount of time that I actually put into creating the system because a lot of folks don't get in the trenches like I do. But I've been able to create what it is today only by doing it myself. When I had first set out, I'd actually set out to build a tool for myself, and it has evolved into what it is today. And when we were doing the training, Tim, and when I'm like spending late nights coding, I feel fortunate and I'm thankful that for whatever reason, I've come into this world with a brain that's able to create things like this. And I know that that's what helped me excel and propel online and create a business, be able to leave my day job so quickly was because my brain works the way it does. And I also know for yourself, Tim, and probably most people on the line here, that's not the case. Technology is what hangs people up. I've talked to a lot of who have become my friends and started out as my customers and members of our tribe, that they've been involved with trying to create an online business for a year or 2 or 3 years. And more times than not, they've gotten hung up with the tech. That's what hangs people up. So that's why with List Launch Pro, I literally have spent, you could ask my wife, countless hours just removing any possible technical aspect. And that got everyone, gave you the momentum to get started the quickest, gave you the momentum to see your first subscribers and your first sales. Tim, you were talking about it, I remember back when I'd check my Aweber hourly, looking at new subscribers and looking at activity there, or when I would go and check my ClickBank account all the time. I still find myself doing it because it's such a liberating thing, and it's what I want to talk to about my first sale online. When I was starting online, it was right after the dot-com crash. I had worked although I'm a high school dropout, I had worked as an Intel network engineer. I got laid off from Intel a couple days after my birthday, a couple days before Christmas, and I went back to what I knew, which is working in a restaurant. And I was working as a hamburger and steak delivery driver. And at the time in Portland, Oregon, I think minimum wage was probably $5 an hour. And yes, I made some tips, but I really wasn't making that much money. You know, I remember buying my first iPad. I had to save up 4 months for. So anyways, Tim, I had been delivering hamburgers for 5-6 hours this day, and I had started out some stuff online, and I hadn't seen anything yet, but I set it up, and this was back, you know, before iPhones. This was in Nokia days. I'd set it up so that if I made a PayPal sale, I got a little ding to my Nokia. And I'd worked for 5 or 6 hours that day, delivering hamburgers, driving all around on my way home, after making like maybe $65, $60 with the gas reimbursement. I get a little ding on my phone. I'm driving to the gas station. Okay, I hear my phone ding. I'm driving. I get to the gas station. I look, and I made a $67 sale online. And that was my first sale online. And that was my first experience of breaking free of the time from money trap that I knew my whole life. I started working when I was 11 years old as a dishwasher. I've always worked. I had never felt that feeling of not being stuck with the time from money trap. And not only that, it bought my gas, it bought dinner for me and my girlfriend at the time. And it didn't even touch, you know, the money that I made all day was still there, but I made that just while driving to the gas station. So it was such a rewarding experience, something that still to this day, you know, even telling the story gives me goosebumps, because it's something that really, we are blessed. We're lucky to be in the age of the internet where we can create things like this and create online email lists and do online stuff and be able to work from anywhere. That it's, you know, back to me creating Let's Launch Pro, I really wanted to create something that removed any doubt, you know, gave folks something that they could work on, and in the first week or the first couple of days, depending on how quickly you watch videos, see sales, be able to show the naysayer in their life, or their wife or husband or spouse or whoever. You know, we all have negative people in our life that have doubts of us being successful online. And, you know, when I was to take that feeling of breaking free from the money trap, and that is a lot of what I've put into Let's Launch Pro, is helping other people overcome the tech hurdles and see the sales straight away. You know, it's such a powerful thing. It still gets me worked up.
I just love that story, Winter. You know, it's one of those things where you can't quite understand the feeling until you've been there. And it's why we're so excited when in the Facebook group we see almost every day now, it seems like, new people getting their first sale, building their list. Just super excited. You know, I'm digging through the chat here, and I just have a question. We still have a massive audience. We're about, what, are we 2 hours in? We're almost 2 hours in. We still have a massive audience. My question to you is, if you haven't made this investment yet, if you haven't joined us at this massive discount with the coupon code, I just typed in the chat, we still do have a few coupon codes still available. If you haven't purchased yet, maybe there's a question that you haven't asked us yet that will help make this an easy decision for you. And again, if the choice is no, you want to do it on your own, that's totally fine. That's what I did. And there's nothing wrong with that. It'll take you a little bit longer, most likely, almost definitely, but that's a viable option. But if you want to get started today, start building your list, launch it with confidence, have Winter and I on your team to coach you through this process. But maybe you have a question, I'd love for you to type that into the chat. And while you're doing that, I'd love to congratulate Lisa. Lisa from New Hampshire just joined us in Let's Launch Pro. Welcome, Lisa. We're super excited to have you in our community. Gail from California, a neighbor of ours here in California. Welcome, Gail. Martha, also from California, just recently joined us. Super excited to have you in the program, Martha. Everybody whose names I'm reading off now, by the way, just joined us as a friend of Ron. Got the coupon code, got the enrollment discount, has all the bonuses. Martha from California, lots of California people, Ron, on your list. Martha from California. Carl, also from California, recently joined us. Kimberly from Pennsylvania. Wow, a lot of people from the US. Kimberly from Pennsylvania has joined us. Welcome, Kimberly. Super excited to have you. Jason from Texas joined us. Welcome, Jason. Another Californian, Thed, joined us. Welcome, Thed. Super, super happy, excited to have you in List Launch Pro. Finally, our first non-US resident, Maria from Australia, has joined us. Welcome, Maria. And Vin and Mike and Carol, Vince from Connecticut, Mike from Michigan, Carol from Indiana have all joined us in List Launch Pro. Just want to say a very warm, sincere welcome. And if you're joined us and you're still here and you have a question that we can answer for you, I know anytime I get together with Winter, when we're sitting down having dinner, I bug him nonstop about what he does in his business, how he generates $1 million promotions and all this awesome stuff that he does. Now is your time to ask questions. Cool. So we have some questions on the 5K double guarantee. Yeah. So a few ways that we guarantee the 5,000 subscribers and the 5,000 email, the $5,000. One, really simply, is we've done so much of the getting started grunt work for you. You don't have to know how to code. You don't have to know how any tech stuff. You don't have to know how to write even to get this process started. Now, if you have any of those skills, the more skills, the better, right? That's great. But that's how we're able to get our members out of the gates started as quickly as possible. A few other ways that we help you get the 5,000 subscribers is we have a step-by-step roadmap called our roadmap to 5,000 subscribers. When you go through that process, it tells us exactly where you are and exactly where you're getting stuck with. And since we've done this for a combined 20 years, we're pretty good at knowing where people get stuck with and how to help them. In addition, we have our team to launch this entire system for you. Again, it only takes about a half an hour to do on your own. But if you don't even want to mess with that, if you don't want to wear all the hats, you can have our team do that for you. So you're not going to get stuck there. You get to ask questions to us via support email, ask questions to us in the Facebook group. You know, with over 250 members now in the Facebook group alone, there's a good chance if you go in there and ask a question, somebody else will answer it before Winter and I get a chance to, which is really exciting. We've really focused on building a community that supports one another. And then in addition to that, we have a live group coaching call that we do every single week, every single month, not weekly. Every single month we do a live group coaching call. And so if we haven't answered your question in the Facebook group via email, or somebody else hasn't, you get our help every single month on these group coaching calls. All those calls are recorded. You get to go back and listen to all those. Those are just a few of the ways that we help guarantee it. And again, very selfishly, we have a lot to gain by helping you build your email list. You're going to be partners of ours now, partners of ours in the future. A rising tide lifts all ships. We're big believers in that. Cool. We have Chad from Colorado just recently joined us. Welcome, Chad. Winter, anything that you want to add to this? We've had, such an awesome group, very engaged, very interactive. It's been a pleasure having everyone here today. And Winter, I see that you're answering questions via chat. Looks like you got to a bunch of people. How much extra traffic, or excuse me, Marie says, how much extra money is involved for traffic getting? Great question. What I suggest most people do is go through the entire system first, watch all the videos, really understand what how to build a list, how to replicate what we do, and then start out with some money that $50, $100, $200, just to get the process started and to get that initial group of subscribers on your email list. Of course, we walk you step by step exactly how to do that. If you have a bigger budget, you can do more, of course, but start small, because your process, your system is going to build that relationship from day one. And depending on how many subscribers you have on your list, you very well likely might start seeing sales right away. And that's money that you get to reinvest back into your business. Even with just a small list, you can do the traffic multiplier method. We have trainings that help you grow your list without additional money. So we've really covered all of that in the training course, Marie, but that is an excellent question. And I'm just reading.
A lot of smart people have jumped in. I'm looking at the list here online and the stats. Like, wow, these people, really smart people jumping in. I mean, this is a no-brainer offer, especially with that coupon code and the $5,000 guarantee. Nobody is doing that. They're gonna coach you guys until you have 5,000 leads and $5,000 at least. So you're definitely gonna make your money back with this. It's an investment. It's you'll spend a lot more money trying to set this stuff up yourself, as they showed you. So don't even think of it as spending money. This is like putting money back into your business to get something that's going to generate a lot of leads and a lot of money for you, guaranteed. So if you guys are still on with us, which a lot of people are still on, wow, we're at the 2-hour mark and you guys are still on with us. So obviously there's some interest. I'd encourage you, just take the next step, and it's guaranteed, and you can't lose with this system, because this is the exact system that I use, that I've set up manually for myself year after year after year through testing and improving my skills and getting better at it. So these guys already have the proven formula. You just got to tap into it.
And yeah, Ron, I just want to, again, just jump in and say thank you for introducing List Launch Pro to your audience, right? I know you're a big believer of providing value to your subscribers. That's why we have such a big group of people here, and they've been so interactive, is because of how much value Ron generates through his email list, through his products, through the very select partners that he works with. And it's just been an honor for Winter and I to share this information with you. As Ron said, as you've heard from Winter, having your own email list, I think of my email list as a passport. My email list is my passport to be able to travel wherever in the world I want and make money as long as I have a Wi-Fi connection. One of the favorite things that Winter and I talk about that we love to do is, before we go on a trip, to queue up some emails to get them ready to go out. And by the time we land at our destination, to see new sales coming in. We love doing that. I see Winter answering a bunch of questions in the chat there. But yeah, the money's in the list, and we want to do everything that we can to help you as quickly as possible. Marie asks, can I use this to get coaching clients? Yeah, if you were a coach or a consultant, or even if you just want to extract more money from your list, and you want to bring a coach on your team, or do something like that, you're really going to want to dive into the Rainmaker email campaign. It's emails that we've already written that you can literally copy and paste, change a few words, but copy and paste into your autoresponder, set it out to your list. And for me, I was using that to pick up $5,000 to $15,000 clients. What's even more exciting for me is helping my clients do that. So Judy sold a $12,000 coaching program. Barbara sold a $1,000 per month program. So that's also a $12,000 program for her. And it's how you're positioned with the Rainmaker email campaign. So tons of good questions. A few other questions that we get quite a bit that I'll just touch on real quick is, will we be adding more campaigns in the future? And here's one of those. We talked about continuing to update the system. One of the recent updates that we didn't even talk about today because it's so new is Winter, again, the wizard, as I call him, custom coded part of this process to allow us to add more campaigns into List Launch Pro a lot easier than it took us in the past. So we have more campaigns coming. We have more email sequences coming for members. Again, when you join us today, you're grandfathered in, so you won't have to pay the $3,000. You won't have to pay extra money for the group coaching calls or the Facebook group or the extra campaigns or the emails that we deploy down the road. Now is absolutely the best time to jump into this. And I totally agree with Andrea and Ted here. Ted says, I respect Ron, and Andrea, I have to find it. She said something else about how awesome Ron is. And I totally agree. We have a couple people that would like to pay tomorrow, in the next couple of days. Yeah, so what we're gonna be doing right now, as long as you are hearing this audio, this offer is live. If it's not live, then you won't be hearing this audio. We'll shut down this offer. So we'll leave this offer open. Winter, you're in charge of the behind the scenes tech stuff, but this offer will be up for, I'd guess, at least another 24 hours. Maybe we'll extend it a little bit longer than that, but jump on this as soon as possible. We do have a limited time window for the enrollment discount, and the reason why is because we literally talk with every single one of our members on the phone, and we don't have the bandwidth to do that with a ton of people. So we limit the enrollment, and the reason for that introductory call, there's no hard sell. In fact, there's nothing to buy on that introductory call. If you talk with one of our members, you might actually talk with me as well, is because we want to build a relationship. That was one of the keywords today, was creating a relationship with you. We're going to be on your side doing this for a long time to come. One question I kind of laugh at, it's a valid question, it makes me chuckle every time I hear it, is what happens after I get the 5,000 subscribers? Are you going to leave me to my own? And the real answer is no. We want to help you get to 10 once you get to 5. But we're very committed to helping you get to the 5,000 subscribers. So,
hey, can I do this? Because I just mentioned a minute ago that this is exactly what we do. Can I just show a live example of this? Because this is what me and Alice do. We create these squeeze pages with these offers, and then we, collect the leads and send people to the sales pages. So just because you guys are on with us live, maybe I'll just take the screen and show you exactly.
Please do.
This is live. This is how we started our business. So we started, me and Alice, our first site together was Writer Help Wanted. And we have all these different free offers, and we give these free offers to affiliates to use. So each of these free offers, like this was the very first one, right? It said 34 ways to profit from your writing. So if you look, it's very similar to what these guys are showing you today, but we spent months testing and tweaking this and changing the copy and everything. And we don't offer this. Like, you can't use this offer. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are generous in giving you their proven offers. So what happens is there's the email below, right? We collect the lead. And then after you submit your email, you go to this page where you can download your freebie. And then it says, put these ideas into action now. And then from there, people click there and they land on our sales page, which sells them is the Writer Help Wanted site, the Writer Help Wanted product, right? So that's the same thing we're doing. We have all these different freebies set up, and they all lead to the same sales page after we collect the lead. So this is our system in a nutshell, that we spent years creating all these different freebies for, creating the follow-up campaigns, creating the sales page, creating the offers, all this stuff, and they're just giving you this stuff, and you can really shortcut the process just by tapping in to their existing system. So when I tell you this is what we do, this is what we do. You can see it. A lot of you probably even signed up for one of our sites, and we do this on a dozen different sites, right? So this is what we do. So I mean, by me recommending this to you, I'm showing you something that I'm actually doing, and I think you guys can get a lot from it, because this is what works, right? So I'll pass the screen back to you guys. But I just wanted to share that, because like I said, I wish this was around when I was getting started, when I was doing all that hard work to try to make this system work. If I could have had something to just tap right into and save me that time, I would shortcut my success dramatically, and it would have been worth. Forget about the little price they're charging, right? With the coupon code, it would have been worth. I would have probably paid 10 grand for that easy back then.
Yeah, as I appreciate you jumping in there, Ron. Look, at the end of the day, what we're talking about is building your audience of people that are going to buy stuff from you, right? So it's funny. I chuckle sometimes. People ask, like, well, is this list building thing going out of style? Is this a fad? Man, you can think that that's a dangerous trap to fall into. We're talking about building your list and getting customers and getting subscribers. So that is the name of the game. And look, you're more than welcome to carve your own path and do your own, do it all on your own. that's what I did. It took me a solid year to really start seeing some decent results, to really start seeing some traction. A lot has changed since I started, and there's a lot of tools that make that easier. But it's still going to take quite a while. Here, you can launch your business with complete confidence, with the certainty that you can start building your list today, this week, this weekend, whatever it might be, and start seeing sales right away. And I love that I got to put my fingerprint on this training. Obviously, I could not have done it without Winter's help, because he is all the coding, all the behind the scenes stuff that you never want to look at, because it'll make your head spin. Winter hand coded all this, and it really is special. I'm honored to be even part of the program. So Winter, I'll give you, I know you're still answering questions in the chat. I'll get in the chat. We'll stick around and answer any questions that come in, but Winter, anything that you'd like to add, that maybe some questions that you're seeing in the chat that you want to cover?
I think I've covered all the questions in the chat here. Sorry, my brain's kind of going between all these different conversations with folks and whatnot. But for those of you that are still on the line, obviously you have an interest. So if you have any questions, please shoot them in. You can send us an email, support@listlaunchpro.com, if you have any questions there. I actually pay attention to that email address still on my cell phone, so it dings right to me. But no, just a lot of positive stuff here, and thank you for everyone joining. And I hope that this gave a good view of what I've done online, and then taken my geekiness and applied it in ways that really just wanted to help folks see the quickest results and see the value of an email list. A lot of folks that sell other products online, really, they may not talk about it, but their core value of their business, I'm sure Ron would agree with this, the core value is the email list. It's not the profitable Facebook campaign and all, or this, that, or the other. It's really the core value. The biggest value of the business is the email list. So, Tim, like you had mentioned, it going out of style, it definitely hasn't. Email is still the quickest way. Building a huge Facebook following or Instagram following or building a list of folks somewhere else is great. But unfortunately, when you do that, you're at the whims of that company. They actually own your data. You don't own that. And the beautiful thing about the email list is you own it. Someone asked if we control, this was a message in the chat, if we control their email list. And no, you go sign up with your own Aweber. You do it all on your own. You own that. That is your email list to export from Aweber when you want, take it somewhere else. We had someone else ask if you can import stuff to Aweber, you can do that, because this is your data. So it's a bit different, it's what works the best, really.
Totally agree. And I just want to, again, congratulate and welcome all of our new members to List Launch Pro. What you're going to see as soon as you get into the members area is we'll have you set up a quick phone call with our coach at List Launch Pro. Of course, you don't have to do the call if you don't want to, but there's no expense for that call. That expense is on us. And there's nothing to buy from that call, just a welcome call to get you set up in your system. Make sure that if you had any last questions, we help you get started with that. It's just, again, one of the things that we do to coach you and walk you through this process. So a big welcome to our new members. Super excited to have you here. If you're on the fence, what I can tell you, again, from doing this for over 10 years and coaching and consulting dozens of high-level entrepreneurs is it's one of these principles that time isn't money, right? Time is finite. You can't replace it. Money is infinite. You can go out there, you can create more value for people and make more money. And maybe you're in a 9-to-5 job where you haven't experienced that yet. That's why I asked Winter to share his story about that first sale that he made to have him escape the time for money trap. That's one of these wealth principles that you'll continue to learn in List Launch Pro. But another one is that you're not going to make any money straddling the fence. Really, you make money by making a decision, by making a choice. And if the choice is no, if you want to join us at a later date at the $3,000 price point, you won't have access to the bonuses and all that stuff. We welcome you to do that. We really do. Now you're presented with a special opportunity to save 50% during this limited time enrollment discount because you're a friend of Ron. As long as we have more coupon codes, you'll save money on top of that. And the discount code, if you've already applied it, it's not 10%, it's a lot more than that. But either way, get off the fence. One way or the other, get off the fence. It's a bad habit to fall into. Money follows speed. Money follows quick decision making. And for those of you that have joined us, you'll get to jump into the training today, right away. Start reviewing the training, start learning the secrets of how to build your email list and get this going right away. And if you don't join us, you're back at square one, struggling to figure this out on your own. And investing more of your time, your most valuable resource, your time, and doing this on your own. Again, either choice is fine. It's up to you. I really encourage you very sincerely to pick one. Pick a choice that's going to be the best for you, the best for your family, the best for your financial situation, not just now, but long-term in the future. And with that, I'll say goodbye. It's been an honor to join Ron and his group here today. Winter and Ron, I'll give you guys the final word. But just a pleasure sharing this today, and just a congratulations and welcome to all our new members.
Yeah, thank you guys for staying on with us, and congratulations to everybody that signed up, and give it up for these guys. That was a great presentation. Let them know in the chat box if you appreciated their presentation, and then it really just is showing you what works, right? And sometimes that's all it takes. Even if you didn't get into the program, sometimes all it takes is to just see what's working and try to model it yourself. And if you want to do it the hard way, you could try to figure it out. And it's not impossible, you can. But, if you want to shortcut your success and use their proven system, go ahead and get that product right there, that link. And jot that link down as well, so you could, if you're still on the fence, you can take a look at it later. It's in the chat box, copy and paste it, put it into your notepad or your Word or whatever. But thank you guys. I see a lot of people saying it was an awesome presentation. I appreciate you guys, and have a great evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Tim. And thank you, everyone on the line. I hope you all have a great night.
Take care, folks.